Fear is gripping your soul. Its cold teeth are on your neck. And today, we're gonna figure out a way to get out of it. Welcome to Life Hacks.
It's Life Hacks, Ralph K's Life Hacks, Ralph K's Life Hacks.
The terrible sensation of having a knot in your chest. The terrible sensation of having nervousness and being scared of taking action. And then, even worse, we start to beat up on ourselves for being scared. We beat up on ourselves because we're scared to do certain things, to try out new things, to walk through that door. We feel ashamed. And then the shame of being scared gets even worse because we're going to lay at night at home and say, what only? What only if I would have tried? What only if I would have done that? Well, everybody is scared. It is just part of our human nature, but people don't talk about it. People don't walk around and say, oh, by the way, I'm scared of this new project. By the way, I'm scared of growing. By the way, I'm scared of losing somebody, a friendship, a relationship. I'm scared of the next problem I'm having. I'm scared of, my health concerns. We walk around and we don't share the fear that we have, and we assume that we're the only ones. Well, it turns out everybody has fear, just different fears. So, to give you an example, I was working with some famous singers and they're scared of being in front of an audience. And you say, what? But you're singing in front of 50,000 people. How can you be scared? They're still getting scared. It's just different levels, different numbers, different things. Some people are scared to be in front of a camera. Some people are scared of heights. Some people are scared of talking to other people. Some people are scared of selling something. Some people are scared of talking about themselves. Some people are scared of talking to them. There's fear all around because it is just like breathing. It is part of human nature. When we used to live in caves thousands of years ago, fear was a good thing, right? So we used to live in caves and there were lions out there and dinosaurs and terrible things. And there had to be a system to protect us. So our body system, what it did was it said, let's not go outside. How do I stop that Neanderthal from going outside? Simple answer, I'm going to create fear in the body. Unconscious fear. It's going to help people to just, get stuck and shake and sit inside so the tigers and the dinosaurs couldn't eat them. Well, now we're millions of years later, but the fear, the primal fear, is still there. Some people say that fear is good because it shows you ways or something like that. No, fear is bad. Fear is a terrible, terrible sensation to have. It's part of human life, but it's not really a nice one to have. So look at fear for a second and say, well, I'm not going to make fear my friend. I'm not going to find a big lesson in my fear. I know what my fear is. So how can I walk with my fear? So the big challenge, I believe, is not to get rid of your fear. The big challenge is to walk with your fear. Because if you can make fear something that is just part of me like a limp, that's just part of me, of who I am, and I'm carrying it around on my back, and that's my fear, but I will not stop walking, then fear's not getting in the way of your success anymore. Think about the first time you were driving a car. You were scared. I was scared, right? Because you had to deal with traffic and you had to deal with all these things going on at the same time, and there was nervousness, and maybe you were lucky and had a teacher sitting next to you. So you learned how to drive and everything was exciting and scary and I didn't want to crash the car. And now, a couple of years later, you've been driving for some years. You forget about it. So you drive around. Sometimes you don't even think about driving where you go and if you're going home or not. So maybe after work you just leave and you're on your way home and you listen to a podcast and listen to some music and bang, you're home and you don't even know how you got there. So the fear that you had went away. How did it go away? What happened? Did somebody just show up and say bing bing? Okay, that fear for Marcus is not working anymore. We're going to change it. We're going to put something else in there because it's not working. Or did you just get used to the thing that you were scared of? Fear, false expectations appearing real, right? Our perception about the future, based on our past, our parents' past, because that's where we learned some of the fears, our genetic, predispositions and thoughts and so forth, epigenetics, we're talking energy, we're talking past lives. There's fear coming from a lot way back into our lives. And we have the opportunity to look at those fears, but not let those fears block our future anymore. So the fear's there. It comes from different ways, and it comes because we have the wrong idea about our future. We think, we're genetically trained to think that something bad is going to happen. There's no reason to think that that's true. You might just as well think positive about your future, and you might just as well assume that things are going to get better. But we, through the history of humankind, are assuming the worst to happen. We're assuming something bad is going to happen in the future. Today, I want to invite you to do 2 different exercises. I would like you to, number 1, look about the example of the driving and understand that if you can somehow jump 5 years into the future and look back at the big thing that scares you today, you're going to realize that in 5 years from now, well, if you could have done, if it, nothing turned out the way that you thought would be that terrible. So 5 years from now, you're not going to be worrying about the thing you're worrying about today. You're going to say, don't worry about that. That's never going to happen. Well, there's exercises creative people use to conquer their fear of something that they think is going to happen in the future. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. Different ways of doing that. The first one I want you to do is I want you to allow yourself to plan a better future, to allow yourself to think whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to achieve in the future, and just have a mental mindscape of how do you like that thing to be? Where do you like to work? What would your workday be like? And then if you spend really some time in analyzing that, all those false ideas are going to fall away because you're always going to be working, you're always going to have friends, you're always going to go home at night and sleep. So, number 1, I would like you to be more clear about your goals. So take a little piece of paper, a big piece of paper. On the left side, write myself. So write your name on top and write work. Set the date, from today to a month from now, or pick a year. And write down and design what your future is going to hold for you in the area of work. What will you be realistically doing in work this year? You're going to be doing this job, you're going to do this project, and you're going to learn these things. Then, you take a second line, a second field in this big piece of paper, and you write down social. What's your social life going to be like? Who are you going to hang out with? Who do you want to hang out with? What kind of experiences you want to have with other people? And where do you want to travel? What you want to do? What are your weekend trips? What's your fun things to do? What are the actions and activities you're going to do that are going to enrich your soul? Last but not least, the last column, the third column, is personal. You're going to write down who you are going to be with yourself in that new time frame. What will you be doing to enrich yourself? Will you be meditating? What sports are you going to do? Are you going to go to church? Are you going to enrich yourself by reading certain books? What are you going to work on? What you're going to learn? What you're going to do? And what's your personal relationship with yourself going to be like? So those 3 areas are the main areas in your life. And allow yourself to just plan ahead. Plan ahead of those are the things that happen in your life. The next thing I want you to do, and I'm going to post it so you can do it with me together, I would like you to take some music, relaxing music, and start visualizing a wonderful space in nature. And I would like you to do a mindscape exercise where you create emotions in your body, and you practice and you learn creating emotions of safety and well-being in your body. That's the second exercise I want you to do, and I'm going to post something here so we can do it together next week. The third exercise, now we go back to fighting the fear. I would like you to take a piece of paper, fold it right way in the middle, and then I would like you to, if you see me on YouTube, you can see that's how it's going to look like. And I would like you to write on that piece of paper everything that goes through your mind, everything and anything, everything that scares you, everything that worries you, everything that is there, because you have to get it out of your system. How does therapy work, right? I don't know if you've ever been to psychotherapy. It's a wonderful process. If you are able to get your fears, your ideas, the things that are up here blocking you out in the open, you're going to realize that they're not as bad and as terrible and as real as you might be thinking. What kills us is this constant in our brain imagining bad things happening. That's why once we share it, once it's out there, it becomes light, it becomes clear, it becomes real, and it loses its grip on us. So I would like you to take 3 pages Yeah, take 3 of those. Wake up in the morning. I've done this for years. It's called the morning pages. You sit down and you write what's going on in your life. I'm scared of waking up. I'm scared of going to the interview. I'm scared people are going to judge me. I'm scared of this, and that. And you just jot down everything that's going on with your life right now and everything that scares you. At the end of that, you take the piece of paper and you destroy it. If you can burn it in the safe place, you burn it. If you just want to tear it up and throw it out in small little pieces, do that. But you need to get the fear and the thing that's blocking you into your consciousness so we can dismantle it. So all those false expectations of the future that you have, all those false ideas of what terrible things are going to happen to you are going to come to light. And in the light of day, just like nightmares are going to disappear, that fear is going to lose its grip and it's going to allow you to take the fear with you and climb incredible mountains and do all the things that you're setting yourself up to do. And that's going to be fantastic. What if you really are awesome? What if you really are incredible? And all that's missing is that you believe in your own true potential to take actions to make all of that a reality.